Dear Heavenly Father, at this sacred hour, when the world lies wrapped in slumber and the clock strikes 3 a.m., I come before you in the stillness of the night. The veil of darkness stretches over the earth. Yet in this quiet hush, I feel the nearness of your presence, the gentle whisper of eternity pressing upon my soul. While others sleep, I wake to seek you, drawn by an unseen hand, stirred by a longing deeper than words, a desire to be with you, to pour out my heart before you in reverence and love. You are the keeper of time, the one who watches over the hours and the seasons, who neither slumbers nor sleeps. In the hush of this hour, when the world is most silent, I am reminded that you are always awake, always aware, always near. You see what no one else sees. You hear the prayers spoken in the hidden corners of the soul. Nothing is lost to you, not a sigh, not a tear, not a whispered plea in the darkness. Father, in this moment, I am overwhelmed with gratitude. I thank you for this breath, for this heartbeat, for this sacred opportunity to draw near. I thank you for the gift of life, the unseen mercies that carried me through the day before, and the grace that will sustain me in the day ahead. You have been my refuge, my stronghold, my unwavering hope. Even when my faith has faltered, you have remained faithful. Even when I have wandered, you have drawn me back with cords of loving kindness. Lord, I bring before you my heart, as it is imperfect, restless longing. If there is anything within me that grieves you, anything that separates me from the fullness of your presence, I lay it down at your feet. Forgive me, Father, for the moments I have been distracted, for the words I have spoken in haste, for the thoughts that have strayed from your truth. Cleanse me, wash me in your mercy, and make me new again. In the quiet of this hour, I surrender my burdens. The worries that weigh on my heart, the uncertainties that cloud my mind, I place them in your hands. You have called me to rest in you, to cast my cares upon you, for you are the one who sustains me. Let my soul be still before you, like the waters that reflect the moonlight, undisturbed by the tempests of life. Father, I ask for your guidance. As the world begins to stir in a few short hours, as the sun rises upon a new day, lead me in the way I should go. Let my thoughts be rooted in truth, my words be filled with grace, my actions reflect your love. Give me wisdom in my decisions, strength in my trials, patience in my waiting. Help me to walk in step with your spirit, neither rushing ahead nor lagging behind. I pray for a heart that loves as you love, a heart that sees beyond the surface, that extends kindness even when it is undeserved, that forgives as I have been forgiven. Fill me with compassion for those who are hurting, with generosity for those in need, with humility that recognizes all I have is from you. Let me be an instrument of your peace, a reflection of your light in the places of darkness. Father, I lift up those who are weary, those who are afraid, those who feel alone in this very moment. Visit them with your presence. Touch them with your healing hand. Whisper to them words of hope and comfort. Let them know they are not forgotten, that you see them, that you are near. Surround them with your angels, shield them with your love, and draw them close to your heart. As I wait in the stillness, I remember that you are the God of the midnight hour, the keeper of the unseen moments, the one who works even when all seems quiet. You are faithful to complete what you have begun, to bring beauty from ashes, to weave together all things for good. And so I rest in you, trusting that whatever the coming day holds, you go before me, you stand beside me, you uphold me with your righteous hand. May this hour be an offering, this prayer of fragrance rising before your throne. May my life be a living testimony of your grace. May my heart remain ever turned toward you, not just in the sacred hush of this night, but in every moment that follows. And now, in the stillness, I listen. Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. And so, Lord, in the stillness of this hour, as the world slumbers and the heavens stretch endlessly above, I remain before you, my heart bowed low, my spirit open, longing for more of you. You are the Ancient of Days, the one who existed before time began, the author of all creation. The stars above are the work of your hands. The very breath I take is sustained by your will. You spoke, and the universe was formed. You commanded, and life sprang forth. And yet, despite your vastness, despite your majesty, you incline your ear to hear the faintest whisper of my soul. What love is this, Father, that you, who hold galaxies in your palm, would care for one such as me, that you would number the hairs on my head, collect my tears in a bottle, and write my days in your book before even one of them came to be? I am undone by your mercy. I am overwhelmed by the depth of your kindness. You do not deal with me as my sins deserve, nor repay me according to my failings. Instead, you meet me with grace again and again, lifting me from the dust, setting my feet upon the solid rock of your promises. When I falter, you uphold me. When I wander, you call me home. Your faithfulness stretches across generations, unwavering, unshaken by time or circumstance. Lord, as I sit in the silence, as the world outside remains wrapped in darkness, I feel the weight of your glory pressing upon me. This moment is sacred. This hour is set apart. In the hush of the night, when distractions have faded and all is laid bare before you, I see more clearly than ever how much I need you, how utterly dependent I am upon your strength, how lost I would be without your guidance. I need you in my rising and my resting, in my speaking and my silence, in my doing and my waiting. I need you in my joys and in my sorrows, in my triumphs and in my failures. There is no part of my life, no corner of my soul, that does not long for more of you. And so I surrender, Lord. I let go of the need to control, the need to understand, the need to strive in my own strength. I place everything, every fear, every dream, every unanswered question into your hands, knowing that you are good and that you do all things well. Teach me to trust you more, to rest in the knowledge that you are sovereign, that your plans for me are higher than my own. Let my faith be like a child's, pure, unwavering, unshaken by doubt or delay. I know that in the hours ahead, as the sun rises and life begins again, I will face challenges. There will be moments of weariness, of uncertainty, of frustration. But even now, before they come, I lift them up to you. Prepare my heart, Lord, for whatever this day may hold. Give me patience in adversity, wisdom in decision-making, and a spirit of peace that is not dependent on my circumstances, but rooted firmly in you. I ask for clarity, Father, for eyes that see beyond the immediate, beyond the temporary, beyond the surface. Let me see people the way you see them, not merely as faces in a crowd, but as souls infinitely precious, deeply loved, eternally known. Give me words that bring life, hands that serve without hesitation, a heart that loves without condition. Let my presence be one of peace, my actions a reflection of your goodness. For those who are hurting tonight, those who sit in darkness, be their light. For the ones wrestling with doubt, with grief, with burdens too heavy to bear, be their comfort. For the lonely, the forgotten, the ones who feel unseen, remind them that you are near, that you are the God who sees, the God who knows, the God who never forsakes. I pray for the weary hearts who cry out in secret, who lie awake with worries too deep for words. May they find rest in you. May they lay their burdens down at your feet, knowing that you carry them with tenderness, with strength, with a love that never fails. Father, I lift up my loved ones to you, those who walk with you and those who have wandered. You know their names, their struggles, their deepest longings. Draw them closer to you. Let them experience your presence in ways undeniable. Let their hearts be softened to hear your voice, to receive your truth, to walk in your ways. I pray for the broken places in this world, the nations in turmoil, the communities divided, the homes where peace has been shattered. Bring restoration, Lord. Bring healing. Let your justice roll like a river, your mercy flow like an endless stream. Raise up peacemakers, men and women who will stand in the gap, who will be salt and light in the midst of darkness. And in my own life, Father, use me as you will. Let me not be so consumed with my own worries, my own needs, that I forget the calling you have placed upon me to love, to serve, to bring your kingdom here on earth. Let my heart be aligned with yours, my desires shaped by your will, my life a testimony of your grace. Even now, as the minutes pass and the night stretches on, I know that you are working, that prayers whispered in faith do not go unheard, that nothing is impossible for you. You are the God who parts the seas, who calls the dead to life, who speaks, and it is done. You are the same yesterday, today, and forever. My hope is in you, not in what I see, not in what I feel, but in who you are, unchanging, unfailing, ever faithful. And so I rest, not just in body, but in spirit. I rest in the assurance that I am held, that I am known, that I am loved beyond measure. I rest in the truth that nothing, neither height nor depth, neither life nor death, neither angels nor demons, neither the past nor the future, can separate me from your love. I rest in the promise that you are with me, that you go before me, that your presence surrounds me like a shield. I breathe in your peace. I exhale my fears. I breathe in your grace. I let go of my anxieties. I breathe in your love. I release every burden. And in the quiet of this hour, with the world still wrapped in sleep, I wait. I listen. I am still, knowing that you are God. And in this stillness, Lord, I remain before you, unhurried, unguarded, open. Time itself feels suspended in this sacred hour. The darkness lingers, stretching its quiet hands across the earth, but I am not afraid. The weight of silence does not oppress me. Rather, it wraps around me like a cloak of peace. I know that in this moment I am seen, I am heard, I am known. You, O Lord, are here. There is something about this hour, this hush before the dawn, that beckons the soul to draw nearer, to reach beyond the limits of the flesh and press into something eternal. It is as if the world itself has momentarily stepped aside, making space for the unseen, for the divine, for the whispers of heaven. And so, I linger. I let my soul stretch out in the vastness of this moment, filling the empty spaces with praise, with surrender, with longing. Father, in your presence, time loses its hold. The burdens of yesterday fade. The fears of tomorrow lose their grip. In this sacred space, I am simply yours. No pretenses, no striving, no masks. Just a heart laid bare before its maker. Just a soul resting in the arms of the one who formed it. And so I pour out my gratitude again, for I cannot help but give thanks. It overflows from me, uncontainable, irrepressible. How can I not thank you when every breath I take is a testimony of your faithfulness? How can I not worship you when the very fact that I am here, alive, aware, is evidence of your sustaining grace? Thank you for the breath in my lungs, the strength in my limbs, the rhythm of my heartbeat, a cadence set by your hand. Thank you for the unseen ways you have protected me, for the dangers I never knew to fear because you had already gone before me. Thank you for every morning you have brought me through, for every night you have carried me across, for every moment in which I have not been alone, even when I felt I was. Thank you for the way you meet me in my weakness. You do not turn away from my frailty. You embrace it. You do not despise my limitations. You use them for your glory. When I am weary, you become my strength. When I am broken, you become my healer. When I am lost, you become my guide. There is no part of me too shattered for your hands to restore. No wound too deep for your love to mend. No sin too great for your mercy to cover. And so I ask again, continue your work in me, Lord. I am not yet who I ought to be. There are still corners of my heart that need reshaping, thoughts that need renewing, desires that need realigning. Take all that I am and refine it until I reflect you more fully, until my love mirrors yours, pure, patient, unselfish, until my words echo your truth and my actions bring glory to your name, until my life becomes a living testament of what it means to walk in step with you. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. If there is anything within me that is not of you, anything that hinders my communion with you, reveal it and remove it. Strip away every idol, every distraction, every false security. Let nothing stand between my soul and my Savior. I long to walk in greater intimacy with you, Lord, not just in the quiet of this night, but in the noise of the coming day. Not just in these sacred moments of stillness, but in the chaos of the hours ahead. Let this time with you be a foundation, an anchor, a wellspring from which I draw throughout the day. Let what you plant in me now bear fruit in the light of morning. Teach me how to carry this peace into every interaction, how to extend this grace to every person I encounter. Let me not leave your presence unchanged, but transformed, more patient, more compassionate, more mindful of those around me. Give me eyes to see the hurting, hands ready to serve, words seasoned with kindness. Let me be a vessel of your love in a world that so desperately needs it. I pray not only for myself, but for all who seek you in the quiet hours of the night. For the ones who sit in the darkness of grief, wondering if joy will ever return. For the ones who wrestle with doubt, straining to hear your voice. For the ones who carry burdens too heavy to bear alone, whose knees have grown weak beneath the weight. Be near to them, Lord. Speak to them as you are speaking to me. Remind them that they are not alone, that their prayers are not unheard, that their tears are not wasted. Whisper to them of your love, louder than the lies of the enemy. Surround them with your peace, stronger than their fears. Fill the empty places with your presence, so fully that there is no room left for despair. For those who are weary, give rest. For those who are anxious, give peace. For those who are wounded, give healing. For those who are wandering, bring them home. And Father, I pray for the world beyond this quiet room, for the places where war rages, where suffering abounds, where injustice prevails. I know that nothing is hidden from your sight, that you see every injustice, every cry for help, every soul in need of rescue. Stretch out your hand, O God. Bring comfort to the afflicted, justice to the oppressed, hope to the despairing. Raise up men and women who will stand for righteousness, who will carry your light into the darkest places. Let your kingdom come, Lord. Let your will be done, not only in the vastness of the world, but in the smallness of my own life, in my home, in my relationships, in the words I speak and the choices I make. Let your will be done in my heart, reshaping my desires, refining my motives, aligning me more fully with you. I yield to you, Father, in all things. Not my will, but yours. Not my plans, but yours. Not my strength, but yours. And still, I remain before you, unhurried, unguarded, open. There is more to pour out, more to receive, more to surrender. This hour is sacred, and I will not rush past it. I sit in the hush of night, listening for your whispers. I wait in the stillness, knowing you are near. I lift my eyes to the heavens, trusting that you are always at work, even in the unseen, even in the unknown. And so, Lord, in the quiet, in the waiting, in the fullness of this sacred hour, I remain. And so, Lord, in the quiet, in the waiting, in the fullness of this sacred hour, I remain. I remain with a heart open wide, with hands lifted in surrender, with a soul longing for more of you. The night stretches on, but I do not grow weary, for this time in your presence is nourishment to my spirit, strength to my weary bones. The world may be asleep, but my heart is fully awake, alive in the awareness of your nearness, stirred by the gentle whisper of your love. Lord, you are the keeper of my soul, the one who has walked with me through every valley, who has carried me when my strength failed. You have been faithful in the past, and I know you will be faithful in the days to come. Even now, in this hour of stillness, I sense the unfolding of your perfect plans, the unseen workings of your hand in ways I cannot yet perceive. So often, my eyes are fixed on what is seen, on circumstances, on struggles, on the weight of the moment before me. But now, in this hush, I lift my gaze higher, beyond what is temporary, beyond what is fleeting. I fix my eyes on you, the eternal one, the unchanging one, the author of my days. And as I do, the burdens I carry seem smaller in the light of your greatness. The worries that have clouded my mind begin to fade in the presence of your peace. Lord, I surrender again, not just in word, but in truth. I lay down my striving, my endless need to control, my restless thoughts that race ahead of your perfect timing. I choose to trust, fully, completely, without hesitation. I choose to rest in the knowledge that you are good, that you are sovereign, that you are working all things together for my good and for your glory. Take every piece of my life, Lord. Shape it, mold it, use it for your purpose. Let nothing be wasted. No trial, no tear, no season of waiting. You are the God who brings beauty from ashes, who turns mourning into joy, who breathes life into dry bones. And so I trust that even in the places where I see only brokenness, you are creating something new, something holy, something far greater than I can imagine. I surrender my plans, my desires, my expectations. If they are not aligned with your will, take them from me. Give me the courage to let go of what is not meant for me, to release what is temporary in exchange for what is eternal. If the path you have for me looks different from what I envisioned, let me not resist but embrace it, knowing that your ways are higher. Your wisdom is perfect. Father, I ask for faith, faith that moves mountains, faith that remains steady in the storm, faith that trusts even when the answers do not come right away. I do not want a faith that wavers, that is tossed about by circumstances, but a faith rooted deeply in who you are. Strengthen me, Lord, that I may stand firm, unwavering, steadfast in my confidence that you are always at work. And in the moments when doubt creeps in, when fear whispers its lies, when uncertainty looms heavy, remind me of who you are. Remind me of the times you have come through before, of the prayers you have already answered, of the doors you have opened, and the ways you have made where there seemed to be none. You have never failed me, and you never will. So I rest, Lord. I rest in you, not just in this moment, but in the hours to come, in the days that unfold, in the seasons that stretch before me. I rest not because my circumstances are easy, but because my trust is in the one who holds all things together. I rest not because I have all the answers, but because I know the one who does. Lord, let my life be a song of worship to you. Let my words, my actions, my very being reflect your glory. Let me not merely speak of love, but live it selflessly, sacrificially, fully. Let me not merely claim faith, but walk in it, boldly, courageously, without fear. Give me a heart that beats with compassion, hands that reach out to the hurting, eyes that see beyond the surface to the souls in need of your touch. Let me be a vessel, an instrument, a light in the darkness. Let me not waste a single moment, but live each day with purpose, with intention, with an awareness that my time here is but a breath, and that all that truly matters is how I have loved, how I have served, how I have pointed others to you. And so, in this sacred hour, I ask, fill me afresh. Pour out your spirit upon me. Renew my strength. Set my heart ablaze with passion for your name. Let me not leave this place unchanged. Let this time in your presence mark me, transform me, shape me into the person you created me to be. Let me rise from this place ready to love, ready to serve, ready to trust, ready to walk boldly in faith, knowing that I do not go alone. You are with me. You go before me. You stand beside me. You hem me in, behind and before, and your hand is upon me. And so, Lord, in the quiet, in the waiting, in the fullness of this sacred hour, I remain. With every breath, I draw nearer, finding solace in the quiet of this moment, in the certainty of your love. The darkness of the night lingers still, yet it does not bring fear, for in its midst, you are present. Even before the first light breaks the horizon, even before the world stirs awake, your mercies are already unfolding. Your grace is already moving. Your hands are already working in ways unseen. There is no hour too late, no moment too small, no whisper too quiet for you to hear. Every thought, every cry, every unspoken longing, I place them before you, knowing that nothing is too insignificant for your attention. Nothing is too weighty for your care. You are the keeper of my heart, the one who understands the depths of my soul in ways even I do not. You see the things I cannot put into words, the questions I wrestle with, the burdens I try to carry alone, the fears that rise unbidden in the silent hours. You see the roads I hesitate to walk, the dreams I hold close, the wounds I hide behind a weary smile. Yet you do not turn away. You meet me here, as I am. You draw near, not with judgment, but with tenderness. You speak, not with condemnation, but with grace. So I release every weight, every worry, every restless thought that keeps my soul from resting in you. I lay down my anxieties, my uncertainties, my striving. I lay down my need for control, my fear of the unknown, my impatience with your timing. I lay down my pride, my doubts, my endless attempts to figure things out on my own. Teach me, Father, what it means to trust you fully, not just in the moments when the path is clear, but in the seasons when the way is hidden. Let my faith be steadfast, anchored in who you are, not in what I see. Let my hope be unwavering, fixed upon your promises, not upon my circumstances. Let my heart be at peace, resting not in the answers I seek, but in the assurance that you are always working for my good. Where I have grown weary, renew my strength. Where my spirit has become heavy, lift me up. Where my joy has faded, restore it in abundance. Let my soul be refreshed in the river of your presence. Let my heart be made whole in the embrace of your love. Fill me with wisdom, Father. In the decisions I must make, in the steps I must take, let me not lean on my own understanding, but trust in your guidance. When I am tempted to rush ahead, slow me down. When I hesitate out of fear, give me courage. When I question whether I am enough, remind me that you are more than sufficient. Let my life be a reflection of your goodness. Let the words I speak bring encouragement. Let the love I show be genuine. Let the work of my hands bring glory to you. In every task, in every interaction, in the quiet moments and the busy hours, let me walk in the awareness that I do not go alone. You are with me in every breath, in every step, in every challenge, in every joy. I lift up to you those who walk this journey alongside me, my family, my friends, those whose lives are intertwined with mine in ways great and small. Bless them, Lord. Meet them in their own quiet places, in their own silent prayers, in their own unspoken needs. Let them know that they are seen, that they are loved, that they are never alone. For the ones who are hurting, bring comfort. For the ones who are searching, bring clarity. For the ones who feel lost, bring direction. For the ones who carry burdens too heavy, bring relief. For the ones who are weary, bring rest. Let your presence be known to them in ways undeniable. Let your love surround them in ways unmistakable. Move in the lives of those who have yet to know you. Soften the hearts that have grown hardened. Open the eyes that have been blinded. Call the prodigals home. Awaken the sleeping souls. Break the chains that have bound so many for so long. Let your truth shine in the darkest places. Let your grace reach where human hands cannot. I pray for the world beyond these walls, beyond the limits of what I see. For nations in turmoil, for leaders in need of wisdom, for communities longing for peace. Bring healing where there is division, justice where there is oppression, hope where there is despair. Let your kingdom come. Let your will be done, not only in the grand movements of history, but in the everyday moments of ordinary lives. And in my own life, let me be a vessel of that kingdom. Let me be a bearer of peace, a bringer of light, a messenger of grace. Let me not be so consumed with my own worries that I miss the opportunities to love, to serve, to make a difference in the lives of those around me. I yield to you, Lord, in all things. In my hopes, in my struggles, in my triumphs, in my failures, I place them all in your hands. You are the one who writes my story, the one who holds my future, the one who goes before me. So I trust. I wait. I remain. The night is still, the silence deep, but my heart is at peace. For I know that even in the quiet, even in the waiting, even when answers have not yet come, you are here. You are working. You are faithful. And so I linger not in haste, but in stillness, not in restlessness, but in surrender, not in uncertainty, but in the unshakable confidence that you are God and you are good. The quiet remains, yet my soul stirs with an awareness deeper than words. Though the world is asleep, my spirit is awake, alive in the nearness of your presence. Each breath is a prayer, each heartbeat a rhythm of worship, each thought surrendered to the vastness of your love. Your presence is not confined to this moment, yet here, in the stillness, it feels all the more tangible. I do not need to see you to know you are here. I do not need to hear an audible voice to recognize the whisper of your spirit. You are woven into the very fabric of my being, moving in the spaces unseen, working in ways I have yet to comprehend. This night is holy, not because of the hour, but because you are in it. The weight of your glory rests upon the silence, pressing upon me with a peace that surpasses all understanding. There is no rush, no urgency, no need to strive, just a simple, sacred invitation to be still and know. My heart responds with surrender, not out of duty, but out of delight. There is no safer place, no greater refuge, no deeper joy than to rest in the embrace of the one who formed me, who knows me, who calls me his own. Every fear, every doubt, every lingering uncertainty fades in the light of your faithfulness. I do not need to have all the answers. I only need to trust the one who does. I do not need to see the full picture. I only need to follow the hand that guides me. Your ways are higher than mine, your wisdom beyond my comprehension. When the road ahead is unclear, when the waiting seems long, when the prayers seem unanswered, remind me that your timing is perfect, that your plans are good, that your promises never fail. Let my faith not waver with the shifting of seasons, but be rooted deeply in the soil of who you are. Let my trust remain steadfast, anchored in the certainty that you are working all things for my good, even when I cannot yet see how. Let my heart rest, not in the fleeting comforts of this world, but in the eternal security of your presence. Teach me to walk in step with you, neither running ahead in impatience nor lagging behind in fear. Give me the grace to embrace the pace you have set for me, to move when you say move, to wait when you say wait, to trust that every step, whether forward or still, is held within the hands of divine purpose. If the path leads through valleys, I will not be afraid, for you are with me. If the journey takes longer than I had hoped, I will not grow weary, for you are my strength. If the way is uncertain, I will not falter, for you are my light. Let me not seek to control, but to surrender. Let me not strive to understand, but to trust. Let me not fear what is ahead, but embrace it with the confidence that wherever you lead, it is for my good. Every breath, every moment, every piece of my life, I give it back to you, the one who gave it to me in the first place. Let nothing be wasted, no struggle, no pain, no waiting season. You are the God who redeems all things, who brings beauty from ashes, who turns mourning into joy. Where there is doubt, plant faith. Where there is fear, plant courage. Where there is weakness, plant strength. Where there is sorrow, plant joy. Where there is confusion, plant clarity. Where there is emptiness, plant fullness. I do not ask for a life free from difficulty, but for a heart that remains steadfast through it all. I do not ask for an easy road, but for the perseverance to walk the one you have placed before me. I do not ask for worldly success, but for a life that brings glory to your name. Take every broken piece, every hidden wound, every unspoken longing. Mold them into something beautiful, something holy, something that reflects more of you. Let my life be a canvas upon which your goodness is displayed, a story that speaks not of my own strength, but of your boundless grace. Even in the silence, I know you are working. Even in the waiting, I know you are moving. Even in the unknown, I know you are present. My hope is not in what I see, but in who you are. My peace is not in what I understand, but in the truth that you hold all things together. Let this truth settle deep within me, not just in this moment, but in every moment to come. Let it guide my steps, shape my choices, transform my heart. Let it be the lens through which I see the world, not through the eyes of fear, but through the eyes of faith. I choose faith. I choose trust. I choose surrender. Not just now, but always. Not just when it is easy, but when it is hard. Not just when I feel strong, but when I feel weak. For you are my rock, my refuge, my ever-present help in time of need. You are my portion, my provider, my peace that cannot be shaken. You are the light in the darkness, the hope in uncertainty, the love that never fails. Nothing else satisfies, nothing else sustains, nothing else endures. Only you, only your presence, only the unshakable foundation of who you are. I will not be moved by circumstances, nor swayed by fear, nor discouraged by delay. I will stand firm, knowing that the one who began a good work in me will be faithful to complete it. With every breath, with every step, with every moment, I will trust. I will worship. I will remain. The night stretches on, yet I do not grow weary in your presence. Time itself seems to slow, yielding to the eternal weight of this sacred communion. The world may remain in slumber, but my soul is fully awake, attuned to the quiet workings of your spirit, to the unseen movements of your hand. Every fiber of my being longs for more of you, not merely for blessings, not merely for answered prayers, but for you alone. Nothing else can satisfy. Nothing else can fill the deep places of my soul. The riches of this world fade. The applause of men vanishes. But your love remains unshaken, unfailing, unmoved by time or circumstance. You are the one who was and is to come. Before the foundations of the earth were laid, you knew me. Before my first breath was drawn, you called me by name. You have never left me, never abandoned me, never turned your face away, even when I strayed. Your love is not fickle, not conditional, not measured by my performance. It is steadfast. It is eternal. It is the anchor that holds me firm through every storm. So I lay everything down at your feet, not just my burdens, but my ambitions, not just my fears, but my desires, not just my pain, but my dreams. Nothing is off limits. Nothing is withheld. Nothing is too sacred to surrender. For I trust that whatever I release to you, you will transform into something far greater than I could ever imagine. If the path before me leads through valleys, I will not fear, for you are with me. If the road requires waiting, I will not grow anxious, for your timing is perfect. If the journey demands sacrifice, I will not hesitate, for nothing I give up for you is ever truly lost. Refine me, Lord, in the fire of your love. Purge away everything that does not belong, every thought, every desire, every attachment that hinders me from walking in the fullness of your purpose. Let me be holy, not by my own striving, but by the work of your Spirit within me. Let me be a vessel, emptied of self, filled only with you. I do not ask for an easy life, but for a life that glorifies you. I do not ask for comfort, but for courage. I do not ask for recognition, but for a heart that serves in humility, content to go unseen by the world as long as I am known by you. Take my hands, use them for your work. Take my feet, lead them where you will. Take my voice, let it proclaim truth. Take my heart, let it beat in rhythm with yours. Take my life. Let it be a reflection of your love, a testimony of your grace, a witness to the unfathomable goodness of the God I serve. Let me not waste the days you have given me, not squander the opportunities placed before me. Every breath is a gift, every moment an offering. Let me live with intention, with urgency, with the awareness that my time here is but a breath, a vapor, a fleeting shadow. Let me love well, forgive quickly, give freely, serve joyfully. Keep my heart tender, my spirit teachable, my soul ever longing for more of you. Do not let me become hardened by disappointment, embittered by trials, or dulled by the distractions of this world. Keep my eyes fixed on the unseen, my hope anchored in what is eternal, my faith unwavering, no matter what comes. I do not need to see what is ahead to trust that it is good. I do not need to understand the journey to believe that you are leading me rightly. I do not need to feel strong to know that your strength is enough. You are my portion. You are my prize. You are my great reward. If all else fades, if everything I hold dear is stripped away, if the path before me leads through seasons of loss, I will still praise you. If the road is marked with suffering, if the answers do not come, if the waiting is long and the night is dark, I will still trust you. For you are my shepherd, my refuge, my rock. You are the one who leads me beside still waters, who restores my soul, who prepares a table for me in the presence of my enemies. You are the one who anoints my head with oil, whose goodness and mercy follow me all the days of my life. There is nowhere I can go where you are not there. If I ascend to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there, your hand will guide me. Your right hand will hold me fast. So I stand firm, not because I am strong, but because you are. I press on not because I have all the answers, but because I trust the one who does. I walk forward, not in fear, but in faith, knowing that you are already in my tomorrow, already making a way, already working all things for my good. Let this night be a turning point, a defining moment, a holy surrender that changes everything. Let my heart be forever marked by this time in your presence, forever drawn back to this altar of worship, forever reminded that my life is not my own. Let me leave this place not just with words, but with a transformed heart. Let the truths whispered in the stillness become the foundation upon which I build my days. Let the peace I have found here remain, not just in the quiet of the night, but in the noise of the morning, in the chaos of life, in the moments when fear tries to creep back in. Seal this time, Lord. Let it not be fleeting. Let it not be forgotten, but let it take root, deep and unshakable, producing fruit that lasts. My heart is full. My spirit is at rest. My soul is at peace. The silence of the night lingers. Yet within this stillness, my heart beats with the rhythm of surrender. My soul sings a quiet song of trust. The darkness outside does not bring fear, for your presence is a lamp unto my feet, a light that cannot be extinguished. Even before the first rays of morning stretch across the sky, I know that your mercies have already gone before me, preparing the way, making crooked places straight. Every breath is a gift. Every moment in your presence is holy. The worries that once weighed heavy upon my spirit no longer hold the same power, for I have laid them down before you. The things that once seemed urgent have faded in the light of eternity. What is temporary cannot compare to what is lasting. What is fleeting cannot measure up to what is eternal. Teach me to live with eternity in mind, to measure my days not by earthly achievements, but by the depth of my surrender to you. Let my life not be defined by what I have gained, but by what I have given, not by the praises of men, but by the quiet faithfulness of walking in obedience to you. Let me seek the unseen treasures, the rewards that do not rust or fade, the joy of knowing that I have lived fully in your will. Break me free from the chains of fear, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. You have not given me a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, of a sound mind. Let me walk boldly in that truth, not shrinking back when the road is difficult, not hesitating when you call me forward. When doubt tries to whisper that I am not enough, let me remember that you are more than enough. When insecurity tries to take root in my heart, let me be anchored in the truth that I am known, loved, chosen, and called by you. Nothing I face is too great for you. No mountain too high, no valley too deep, no obstacle too impossible. You are the one who makes a way where there seems to be no way. The one who parts the seas, who calls the dead to life, who speaks and the universe obeys. If you are for me, who can stand against me? If you have called me, who can silence your purpose for my life? If you have begun a good work in me, who can stop what you have set into motion? I will not fear the future, for my future is held in hands that are steady and sure. I will not cling to the past, for you have already redeemed it. I will not be bound by regrets, for you have wiped my slate clean. Every failure, every mistake, every moment of weakness, you have covered it in grace. You do not define me by where I have been, but by where you are leading me. Shape me into the person you created me to be. Refine my character, purify my motives, strip away anything that is not of you. If there are areas of my heart that need correction, convict me gently. If there are habits I need to surrender, strengthen me to let them go. If there are wounds that still linger, bring healing that is deep and complete. Let nothing remain within me that does not bring you glory. Fill me with compassion for those around me. Let me see people the way you see them, not through the lens of judgment, but through the lens of grace. Let me not be quick to assume, to criticize, to condemn, but instead, let my first response be love. Let my words be seasoned with kindness. My actions reflect your heart. My life be a testimony of your mercy. For the broken, let me be a vessel of healing. For the lost, let me be a beacon of hope. For the weary, let me be a source of encouragement. For the unseen, let me be a reminder that they are valued. Do not let me become so consumed with my own life that I miss the opportunities to be your hands and feet. Open my eyes to the needs around me and give me a heart that is willing to act. There is work to be done, a harvest to be gathered, a world in desperate need of your truth. Let me not be idle. Let me not grow complacent. Let me not wait for someone else to go, to speak, to give, to serve. Here I am, Lord. Send me. Use me in whatever way you choose, whether great or small, seen or unseen. Let me be faithful in the little things, for you have said that those who are faithful with little will be entrusted with more. Give me endurance for the journey ahead. When the road is long, strengthen my steps. When the path is steep, be my support. When the burden is heavy, remind me that I do not carry it alone. You have promised that your yoke is easy, your burden is light, that you will never leave me nor forsake me. Let me walk forward with confidence, not because I am strong, but because you are. Let every word I speak, every thought I think, every action I take bring you glory. Let my days be spent in service to you, not in chasing after things that do not last. Let me not waste the time I have been given, but invest it in things of eternal value. Let me love well, forgive freely, give generously, live fully. No matter what tomorrow holds, let my heart remain steadfast. Whether the sun shines or the storms rage, let my trust in you be unwavering. Let me not be shaken by what I see, but stand firm on what I know, that you are good, that you are faithful, that you are always working for my good. Even in uncertainty, I will praise you. Even in the waiting, I will trust you. Even in the trials, I will worship you. Even in the silence, I will listen for your voice. Let my life be an offering, poured out for you, surrendered completely to your will. Let it not be a life spent merely existing, but a life that makes a difference, a life that leaves a legacy of faith, a life that points others to you. The night is still, but my heart is full. The world is quiet, but my soul is alive. You are here, and that is enough. Your presence is enough, more than enough. In the stillness of this night, as the stars hang in silent witness and the world remains in slumber, my soul awakens to the depths of your love. There is no fear in this place, no burden too great, no longing too distant. You are near, closer than my very breath, more present than the ground beneath my feet. You are the unshaken foundation upon which my life is built, the rock that stands firm when everything else fades. Though the seasons shift, though the years pass, though time itself moves like a river unceasing, you remain unchanged. Your love is constant, your grace unrelenting, your faithfulness a strong tower that cannot be moved. Nothing in all creation compares to you. The rising sun, the rolling oceans, the vastness of the heavens, all proclaim your majesty. Yet even these cannot contain the fullness of who you are. You are beyond my comprehension, yet you have made yourself known. You are infinite, yet you draw near. You are holy, yet you call me by name. I am known by you, seen by you, loved beyond measure. Not because of what I have done, not because I am worthy, but because it is who you are. Love is not something you merely give. It is the very essence of your being. You do not waver in affection. Do not withhold your kindness. Do not turn away in frustration. Even when I am faithless, you remain faithful. Even when I fall short, your grace covers me. Let me live in the awareness of that love, not just in this sacred moment, but in every breath that follows. Let me not forget. Let me not stray. Let me not be consumed by lesser things. The world calls with its distractions, its empty promises, its fleeting pleasures, but nothing compares to you. No ambition, no possession, no achievement could ever satisfy the longing in my soul. My heart was made for you. My spirit was formed to worship you. My life was given to reflect your glory. There is no other purpose, no other calling, no greater joy than to walk in step with you. Let every part of me be surrendered to that truth. Let every day be an offering laid before your throne. When my feet grow weary, give me strength. When my mind is restless, grant me peace. When my heart is heavy, lift me up with the joy of your presence. Do not let me walk this path in my own strength, for I am weak, but you are strong. Do not let me rely on my own wisdom, for I am limited, but you are all-knowing. Do not let me build my life upon shifting sands, but upon the unshakable foundation of your word. Speak to me in the quiet. Lead me in the stillness. Whisper to my heart the truths I need to remember, the promises I need to hold on to, the calling I need to embrace. Open my ears to hear, my eyes to see, my heart to receive what you are doing in and around me. Let me not miss the work of your hands. Let me not be so consumed by my own worries that I fail to see the miracles unfolding before me. Every breath is a gift. Every sunrise a declaration of your mercy. Every answered prayer a testimony of your faithfulness. But even when the answers do not come as I expect, even when the path remains unclear, even when the waiting stretches long, I will trust in you. Your ways are higher. Your thoughts are greater. Your plans are unfolding in ways I cannot yet see. Just as the night yields to the dawn, just as winter gives way to spring, so too will your purpose come to pass in its perfect time. Let me wait with expectation, not in frustration. Let me trust with joy, not with fear. Let me walk forward in faith, knowing that you go before me, making a way where there seems to be none. Every moment of this life is yours. Every breath is yours. Every step, every decision, every dream. I place them in your hands, knowing that you are the master artist, weaving together a story far greater than I could write for myself. If you ask me to wait, I will wait. If you ask me to move, I will move. If you call me to surrender, I will yield without hesitation. Let my life be a living testimony, not of my strength, but of yours. Let my days proclaim not my own goodness, but your grace. Let my love be a reflection of the love you have lavished upon me, selfless, patient, enduring, steadfast. The world is in need, desperate for the hope that only you can give. Let me not keep this light to myself, but let it shine brightly in the darkness. Let me be a vessel through which your love flows, a bridge that leads the lost to you, a voice that speaks truth in a world of confusion. Break my heart for what breaks yours. Let me not be indifferent to suffering, to injustice, to the needs around me. Where there is hunger, let me bring provision. Where there is sorrow, let me bring comfort. Where there is division, let me bring reconciliation. Where there is despair, let me bring hope. Give me courage to live boldly for you, to love without reservation, to give without expecting return, to forgive even when it is undeserved, to serve even when it is inconvenient, to surrender even when it costs me everything. There is no other life I want but the one you have written for me. There is no other love I need but the love you have poured out. There is no other purpose that will satisfy but the one you have placed upon my life. I will go where you send me. I will speak what you give me. I will walk the path you have laid before me, trusting that every step is ordered, every season is purposeful, every moment is an opportunity to glorify you. Though the night still lingers, though the world still sleeps, though the silence stretches on, my soul is awake, alive, overflowing with the knowledge that you are here. Your presence is not bound by time, not limited by place, not withheld from those who seek you. You are near to the brokenhearted, close to the weary, faithful to the end. Every promise you have spoken will come to pass. Every prayer whispered in faith is heard. Every moment spent in your presence is not in vain. You are working even now, even in the waiting, even in the unseen places of my heart. I do not need to fear what tomorrow holds, for you are already there. I do not need to grasp for control, for you hold all things together. I do not need to strive for love, for you have already loved me with an everlasting love. So I remain here, in this holy hush, in this sacred moment, letting your love wash over me like the tide, letting your peace settle deep into my soul, letting my heart rest in the knowledge that I am yours. The night lingers, and yet in this holy stillness, I am held in the embrace of your presence. The world is quiet, but my spirit is alive with the awareness of your nearness. This moment is sacred, not because of where I am, but because you are here. There is nothing else I need, nothing else I desire, nothing else that can satisfy the longing deep within my soul. You are the breath in my lungs, the fire in my heart, the anchor in my storm. You are the whisper in the wind, the light that pierces through the shadows, the melody that sings over me even when I cannot hear it. There is no place I could go where you are not already present, no path I could walk where you have not already made a way. Let this truth settle into the deepest parts of me. Let it shape my thoughts, my choices, my every action. Let it be the lens through which I see the world, the foundation upon which I build my days. You are the beginning and the end, the one who writes the story of my life, the one who holds every detail in perfect order. Teach me to trust in your timing, even when it does not align with my own. Teach me to surrender my plans, my desires, my expectations, knowing that your ways are higher, that your purpose is greater, that your wisdom is far beyond my understanding. When I am tempted to run ahead, remind me to wait. When I hesitate in fear, remind me to step forward in faith. When I grow restless in the waiting, remind me that you are never late, never absent, never unaware of my deepest needs. Your hands have formed me. Your love has shaped me. Your grace has sustained me. Every breath I take is a testimony of your faithfulness. Every step I walk a reflection of your mercy. Even when I did not see it, even when I did not understand, even when I doubted, you were working. You were leading me, molding me, preparing me for the path ahead. Let me not forget the moments you carried me, the prayers you answered, the doors you opened that no one else could. Let me not take for granted the blessings I once prayed for, nor overlook the miracles woven into the fabric of my everyday life. You have been good to me, so good, far beyond what I deserve, far beyond what I could have hoped for. Even in the trials, even in the struggles, even in the seasons of loss, you have never left me. Your presence has been my refuge, your word my comfort, your promises my anchor in the storm. When the waves crashed around me, you held me firm. When the winds howled with fury, you spoke peace into the chaos. When my strength failed, you became my strength. You are the God who never changes, the one who remains faithful from generation to generation. Before the mountains were formed, before the oceans were poured into their place, before time itself began, you were. And you will always be, unchanging, unwavering, undefeated. Let my heart rest in this truth. Let my soul be still in the knowledge that I am held. Let the worries that seek to creep in be silenced by the voice of truth. Let the doubts that whisper in the night be drowned out by the song of your love. Let my spirit rise above the fears of tomorrow, above the uncertainties of today, above the regrets of yesterday. There is no fear in your love, no anxiety in your presence, no lack in your provision. You are enough. You have always been enough. You will always be enough. I do not need to chase after what the world calls success, for my identity is not found in achievements, but in you. I do not need to seek validation from others, for I am already known, already chosen, already loved beyond measure. I do not need to strive for what has already been freely given: grace, mercy, purpose, and a place at your table. The world may offer temporary pleasures, fleeting joys, hollow promises, but you offer life, full, abundant, eternal. You offer peace that the world cannot give, joy that is not dependent on circumstances, love that is unshaken by time or failure. You offer hope that is unbreakable, faithfulness that is unwavering, redemption that is complete. Let my heart be captivated by you, my thoughts consumed by your truth, my days lived in pursuit of your presence. Let me not be distracted by things that will not last, but set my eyes on what is eternal. Let me not waste my time on things that do not matter, but pour my life into what brings you glory. Take my hands and use them for your work. Take my feet and lead them where you will. Take my voice and let it proclaim truth. Take my heart and let it be fully, completely, forever yours. Where there is darkness, let me bring light. Where there is pain, let me bring comfort. Where there is division, let me bring unity. Where there is brokenness, let me bring healing. Let me be a reflection of your love in a world desperate for hope, a vessel through which your grace flows, a messenger of truth to those still searching. Keep my heart soft, my spirit humble, my soul surrendered. Do not let me grow weary in doing good, nor discouraged when I cannot yet see the fruit of what you are doing. Let me trust that every seed sown in faith will bear fruit in its appointed time, that every act of obedience is never in vain, that every step taken in surrender leads me deeper into the life you have called me to live. Your plans for me are good. Your purpose for me is greater than anything I could design for myself. Your love for me is deeper than I could ever comprehend. So I choose to trust. I choose to wait. I choose to worship, not just in the good times, but in every season, knowing that you are working all things together for my good and for your glory. Let my life be an offering, my heart a place of worship, my days a testimony of your unfailing love. Let me walk in faith, speak in truth, love without condition, serve with joy, give without hesitation, and trust without fear. Even as the night stretches on, even as the silence lingers, I know that you are near. I do not need to see you to know you are here. I do not need to hear an audible voice to recognize the whispers of your spirit. You are always speaking, always leading, always loving. There is no moment wasted in your presence. No time spent with you is ever in vain. Every prayer is heard. Every tear is seen. Every longing is known. Even before I speak, you know what I need. Even before I call, you have already answered. Even before I ask, you have already made a way. You are faithful. You are good. You are my refuge, my strength, my song in the night. And I am yours. Your presence fills the room, though I cannot see you with my eyes. I know you are here. I feel the weight of your love pressing into the deepest places of my soul, speaking peace over the restless corners of my mind. There is no fear in this place, no worry that has power over me, no burden too great that your hands cannot lift. You are the one who holds the universe together, who speaks and galaxies are formed, who calls the stars by name and yet bends low to hear the quietest cry of my heart. There is nothing beyond your reach, nothing hidden from your sight, nothing too broken for you to redeem. Let this truth take root in me. Let it not be something I know only in moments like this, but something that shapes the way I live, the way I love, the way I walk through each day. Let it be the anchor that holds me steady when the storms come, the foundation that keeps me firm when the ground beneath me shifts. You have been faithful in every season, in every trial, in every unanswered question. Even when I did not understand, even when the path before me was unclear, you were there, leading me with hands that never wavered. Your grace has carried me. Your mercy has sustained me. Your love has been my refuge. Let me never forget what you have done. Let me not be quick to move on from the miracles, the blessings, the answered prayers. Let me remember the moments when you made a way where there was none, when you provided in ways beyond my understanding, when you spoke into the silence and reminded me that I was never alone. You are the same God today as you were then, the same God who parted the seas, who shut the mouths of lions, who calmed the raging storm with a single word. You have not changed, and you will not change. Let this assurance quiet every fear, settle every doubt, strengthen every weary place within me. I do not have to know what tomorrow holds, because I know who holds tomorrow. I do not have to see the full picture to trust that you are working all things for my good. When my faith is weak, strengthen me. When my steps are unsteady, hold me firm. When my heart is troubled, fill me with the peace that only you can give. Do not let me be moved by what I see, but let me be anchored in what I know, that you are good, that you are sovereign, that you are working in ways beyond what my eyes can perceive. Let me not waste the days you have given me. Let me not spend my life chasing after things that do not last, after approval that does not satisfy, after goals that do not bring eternal value. Let my heart be fully yours, my desires aligned with your will, my time spent in ways that honor you. Give me wisdom in the decisions I make, clarity in the choices before me. Let me not lean on my own understanding, but trust in the direction of your Spirit. Where you lead, I will follow. Where you call, I will go. Where you ask me to surrender, I will yield without hesitation. Break down every wall that stands between me and the fullness of what you have for me. Tear down every false belief, every lie of the enemy, every fear that keeps me from stepping into your purpose. Let nothing hinder me. Let nothing hold me back. Let nothing take priority over you. I want to know you more, not just in the moments of prayer, but in every moment of my life. I want to see your hand in the ordinary, to hear your voice in the quiet, to recognize your presence in the smallest details. You are not a distant God, far removed from my reality. You are here, present, involved, intimately aware of every part of my life. Nothing escapes your notice. Nothing is overlooked. You see the hidden struggles, the silent battles, the unseen victories. You see the places where I am still healing, the wounds I have not spoken aloud, the prayers I have not dared to voice. And you do not turn away. You draw closer, offering comfort where there is pain, hope where there is doubt, strength where there is weakness. Fill me with a love that reflects yours, a love that is patient, kind, selfless, enduring. Let me not love only in words, but in action. Let my life be a testimony of grace, a reflection of mercy, a witness of the love that has transformed me. Open my eyes to those who are hurting, to those who feel unseen, to those who are longing for something real. Let me not be so consumed by my own worries that I fail to see the needs around me. Let me be your hands and feet, an extension of your love, a vessel through which your kindness flows. Give me boldness to speak truth in a world that so desperately needs it. Let me not shrink back in fear, Let me not remain silent when you have called me to proclaim your name. Let me stand firm, unshaken, unwavering in faith, knowing that you are my defender, my protector, my refuge. There is no greater joy than to walk with you, no greater purpose than to serve you, no greater fulfillment than to live fully surrendered to your will. Let me never lose sight of this. Let me never trade what is eternal for what is temporary. Let me never forget that my life is not my own. You are writing my story, weaving together the pieces, working even in the waiting, even in the silence, even in the places where I cannot yet see the outcome. Nothing is wasted in your hands. No struggle is in vain, no tear unnoticed, no season without purpose. Let me rest in that truth. Let it settle deep within me. Let it shape the way I think, the way I live, the way I trust. Let it be the melody that my heart sings, the anchor that holds me firm, the confidence that keeps me moving forward. You are faithful. You are good. You are enough. No matter what comes, no matter what the future holds, no matter what lies ahead, I will trust you. I will follow you. I will remain in your presence. The night begins to fade, and the first light of morning whispers its arrival. Yet my heart remains steady in the sacred stillness of your presence. Time may move forward, but this moment with you is eternal. The world will soon awaken, responsibilities will call, the rhythm of life will resume, but I will not leave this place unchanged. You have met me here. You have spoken into the depths of my soul, breathed peace over my restless thoughts, poured out a love so deep, so unfathomable, that I am undone in the wonder of it. I rise, not in my own strength, but in yours. I step forward, not in my own wisdom, but in the certainty that you go before me. I embrace this day, not with fear, but with the unshakable confidence that I am held, guided, and sustained by the one who is faithful beyond measure. Let this time in your presence not be a fleeting moment, but a fire that continues to burn within me. Let the truths you have spoken remain in my heart, shaping my thoughts, directing my steps, reminding me that I do not walk alone. Whatever this day may bring, whatever challenges may arise, whatever uncertainties may come, I will trust you. I will walk in faith. I will live with a heart surrendered, a spirit at peace, a soul anchored in the truth that you are my God, my refuge, my ever-present help. The night has passed, the dawn has come, but my prayer does not end. My communion with you does not cease. My heart remains lifted. My soul remains yielded. My life remains in your hands. You are with me. You are for me. You are my beginning, my end, my everything. And for that, I give you all my praise, all my love, all that I am, now and forever.